first demonstration of electromagnetism, a principle that would later become fundamental in electric power generation. Welcome to ElectroTunes CEWP. Today, we'll explore the fascinating history of how electricity was generated, a journey that spans centuries of discovery, innovation, and experimentation. Electricity is such an integral part of our daily lives, but it wasn't always that way. In fact, the way we generate and use electricity has evolved dramatically over time. So, let's take a step back and look at how we went from simple observations of static electricity to the advanced power generation systems we use today. Early discoveries, ancient times. The history of electricity begins, not in modern times, but with ancient observations of static electricity and magnetism. The ancient Greeks were among the first to record an experiment related to electricity. Around 600 BCE, the philosopher Thales of Miletus discovered that rubbing amber with fur would cause the amber to attract small objects like feathers, a phenomenon we now recognize as static electricity. Fast forward to around 1000 AD, and we have the discovery of magnetism in China. Early Chinese writings mention the use of lodestone, a naturally magnetic mineral which could attract iron. This was the earliest recorded use of magnetism, a key part of later electrical engineering. The age of scientific exploration, 1600s to 1700s. As time went on, scientists started to investigate the phenomenon of electricity more systematically. This period, spanning the late 16th and 17th centuries, laid the groundwork for what would come later, 1600s. William Gilbert. In 1600, William Gilbert, an English scientist, coined the term electricity from the Greek word elektron, meaning amber. He was the first to study electricity and magnetism in depth and distinguished between the two. 1700s, Benjamin Franklin, one of the most famous figures in the study of electricity. Benjamin Franklin is often credited with discovering the nature of electrical charge. In 1752, Franklin conducted his famous kite experiment during a thunderstorm. He showed that lightning was a form of electricity, which opened the door for the understanding of how electricity could be harnessed. 1733. Charles Dufay, a French chemist, Dufay discovered that there were two types of electricity, positive and negative. This discovery helped scientists understand electrical charge and set the stage for future experiments with electric currents. The 19th century, the rise of electric power. The 19th century was a period of intense experimentation that led to the practical generation of electricity. 1800. Alessandro Volta. The Italian scientist Alessandro Volta is often considered the father of the modern battery. In 1800, Volta created the first true battery, the voltaic pile. This was the first device capable of producing a continuous electric current, and it revolutionized the study of electricity. 1820. Hans Christian Ørsted and André-Marie Ampère. In 1820, Danish scientist Hans Christian Ørsted discovered that electric current could generate a magnetic field. This was the first demonstration of electromagnetism, a principle that would later become fundamental in electric power generation. André-Marie Ampère in France also explored the relationship between electricity and magnetism, leading to Ampere's law, 1831. Michael Faraday, perhaps one of the most important milestones in the history of electricity generation, came in 1831 when Michael Faraday discovered electromagnetic induction. Faraday showed that moving a conductor through a magnetic field could generate an electric current. This principle is the foundation of modern electrical generators and motors. Faraday's work in electromagnetism was groundbreaking and led to the development of the first electric generator, 1849. The electric generator. Based on Faraday's discovery, the first practical electrical generator was created. Faraday's principle was later refined into the dynamos, which used mechanical energy to generate electricity. The era of practical electricity, late 19th century. Now that the basic scientific principles had been established, the late 19th century saw the race to generate and distribute electricity on a large scale. 1879, Thomas Edison and the light bulb. Edison is one of the most well-known figures in the history of electricity generation. While others had developed earlier forms of electric lighting, Edison is credited with inventing the practical incandescent light bulb in 1879. This was a major step in the widespread use of electricity. 1882, the first power plant. In 1882, Edison built the first central power plant, the Pearl Street Station in New York City. It used a steam engine to generate electricity, which was then distributed through underground cables to homes and businesses in the area. 1888. Nikola Tesla and alternating current AC, while Edison was busy with direct current DC electricity. Another inventor, Nikola Tesla, developed the alternating current AC system. AC has the advantage of being able to travel long distances with less energy loss compared to DC. In 1888, Tesla demonstrated the potential of AC to power motors and transmit electricity over long distances, minus 1891. The first long-distance transmission of AC, the breakthrough came in 1891 when Tesla's AC system was used to power lights in the city of Great Barrington, Massachusetts, a landmark in the development of electricity transmission. The 20th century, the expansion of electricity. The early 20th century witnessed rapid progress in the generation and distribution of electricity. The development of the electric grid, with the advent of AC power transmission, a massive network of power plants, transmission lines, and substations was built to distribute electricity over long distances. This led to the establishment of large power grids that could deliver electricity to cities, factories, and homes. Hydroelectric power, one of the major sources of electricity generation in the early 20th century, was hydroelectric power. The construction of large dams, such as the Hoover Dam in the 1930s, harnessed the power of falling water to generate electricity on a massive scale. Nuclear power. In the mid-20th century, the development of nuclear reactors provided a new, powerful source of electricity. The first commercial nuclear power plant began operation in 1956 in England. Today, nuclear power is a significant part of the global energy mix. Modern day, renewable energy and the future. In the 21st century, the focus of electricity generation has shifted towards sustainability and renewable sources of energy. Wind and solar power. Wind turbines and solar panels are now widely used to generate electricity in many parts of the world. These renewable energy sources are being integrated into the power grids, contributing to the reduction of carbon emissions and dependence on fossil fuels. Smart grids and energy storage. As technology advances, the electricity grid is becoming smarter. With the help of digital technology, smart grids can manage energy more efficiently, reducing waste and optimizing power distribution. Energy storage technologies, such as batteries, also play a key role in storing electricity generated by renewable sources for later use. From the first sparks of static electricity observed in ancient times to the complex systems of wind, solar, and nuclear power generation we have today. The history of electricity generation is a story of scientific curiosity, innovation, and practical application. The progress made in understanding and harnessing electricity has transformed society, fueling the development of modern technology, industry, and even the way we live our daily lives. As we move into the future, the story of electricity generation is far from over. New breakthroughs in clean and sustainable energy will shape how we power the world for generations to come. Thank you for your attention today, and I hope this journey through the history of electricity has given you a new appreciation for the incredible technology that powers our world.